This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. I'm in azure blue. It is Wednesday, April 15th, and I am all by myself. Ain't no sunshine when everybody's gone. R.I.P. Bill Withers in the studio today, but Erica and Jeff are joining me from home. I'm sure they enjoyed that singing. They look like they did. Real quick before we start, 2 days ago we had the boy gang. Yesterday we had the girl gang. This time we have the audition gang. These three of us auditioned together and we all made it, and look at us now. Am I right? I have a picture, I think. There it is. That's at the audition.
Yeah.
Me, Jeff, and Erica.
Hard to believe that picture's almost 3 years old in a couple months.
Wow. We look all the same, don't we? Exactly the same. How are you, Jeff? How you doing? Erica, good?
Yeah.
Yeah, we look good. Jeff, how are the kidlets?
Great.
They're great, like Erica said.
Wow, you guys are helping me out so much. Some celebrities.
You can't say both of our names, Tori. Okay. With a delay like this, you can't say both of our names. So, Erica and Tori, how are you guys doing?
It's a good point. It's a fair point. I'll take it, but you got to stop the sass. Some celebrities are lining up to take part in this all-in challenge. I don't know if you guys know it. For as little as $10, you could win the ultimate fan experience, like appearing with Leonardo DiCaprio, and Robert De Niro in a Martin Scorsese film. The money is then being donated to organizations that are helping feed people during the pandemic. Justin Bieber says he will come to your house and serenade you with his hit song, One Less Lonely Girl. I think I know what Jeff's going to pick. You can also be Ryan Seacrest's co-host on his radio shows, go backstage at American Idol in LA, and then fly to New York to be on Live with Kelly and Ryan. Those are fantastic. Other stars auctioning off experiences like sitting courtside at a Lakers game and playing horse with Magic Johnson. The opening bid for that is only $50,000. But for just $10, Kevin Hart says he'll give you the ultimate movie star experience. Let's take a look.
I will provide a movie star experience for said individual. And by movie star experience, I want you to understand what I'm saying here. I'm talking about giving somebody a speaking role in my next movie. You will have a trailer. You will have an assistant. You will have a car service. I'm going to give you the full shebang, baby. I'm creating the next big movie star. You're going to be the next Denzel.
I want to be the next Denzel. Jeff, real quick, would you go with Bieber? I have to assume. What would be your dream ultimate celebrity experience?
I think I would go with Tarantino. I know he hasn't done it yet, but to be in a Tarantino movie, I think would be the top of the tops. I also saw Matthew McConaughey is doing something. You could go to a Texas Longhorns football game with him, so that would be pretty cool, too.
Oh, that's me. Erica, what's your ultimate dream experience, celebrity experience?
Well, I've kind of already gotten a taste, but I would have to say shadowing Michelle Obama during her speaking tours. That's like something that you can definitely, that's like continued education.
That's totally true. You could get a loan for that. My thing I think I would be is Cesar Millan giving me the dog whisper, a dog lesson on life and dogs. Moving on, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince reunited on Will Smith's new Snapchat series, Will at Home. The DJ talked about his battle with what he suspects was actually the coronavirus. Let's take a look.
I came home from my trip, like I feel like I'm coming down with something. Out in the bed, don't remember the next 10 days.
Wow.
Had a temperature that reached about 103. The chills, I lost of smell, I lost sense of taste.
Wow.
Give me a flu test.
They couldn't even give you a test.
No. And when I went and got the chest x-ray, she came in, said pneumonia in both your lungs.
Wow.
Wow, that is super scary. Erica, what do you think about everyone getting a test? Do you think that's going to be soon? Are you hopeful?
I mean, I'm hopeful. At this point, I really don't know. What really struck me about DJ Jazzy Jeff's testimony about what he had experienced was the fact that my mom had experienced the same thing starting in November, and it really didn't subside completely until about February. Whoa. And doctors didn't know what to do for her. And I'm just wondering how many people had symptoms similar to what we're now identifying as COVID, but just really had no idea what was going on. So at this point, I know that we have more information. The more information we have, the better it is for everyone. So I'm just glad that people are being generous with their experiences.
That's a good point. DJ Jazzy Jeff, I'm going to get to you on this one. Amy Schumer decided to change her son's name after realizing it sounded a bit rude. The comedian spoke about the name change on her podcast, 3 Girls, 1 Keith. Listen.
Do you guys know that Gene, our baby's name, is officially changed? It's now Gene David Fisher. It was Gene Attell Fisher, but we realized that we by accident named our son Genital.
Yeah.
Gene Attell sounds like genital.
My mom pointed that out to me, actually.
Amy says she originally named her son after her friend and fellow comic Dave Attell, but says just going with David for the middle name was a safer choice. David is also her dad's middle name. Jeff, how do you feel about this name change?
I think she was giving honor to the great Dave Attell, as you know, the comedian there. So, but it also fits in with their father. Listen, this is a real thing. When you're thinking of your kids' names, at least for me, I tried to rhyme it with things and see how I could make fun of my own child before he gets made fun of in grade school. So this is a real thing.
Wow, that's a good point. Which one was harder, Lawson or Leighton, to come up with? Which one took more energy, brain energy?
Well, Jordan actually came up with both of them. I did their middle names and she did Lawson and Leighton, so I was just in the background trying to make fun of it.
That's exactly how you are in life. It's amazing. All right, Martha Stewart may have just outed herself as a quarantine day drinker. Check this out, guys. The lifestyle guru left this hilarious, nonsensical comment on an Instagram post for the best little hen house in Texas. It looks like she was trying to give them advice on feeding and watering the chickens, but we are not sure. We cannot confirm that. She later followed up with a laughing, crying emoji face saying, "What a mess. I have been day drinking." Erica, Martha Stewart, cool? Is this a cool move or is this a faux pas?
I'm glad that she just said what it is. I mean, most of the time that we see something nonsensical on social media, we assume that it's a tweet and drink type thing. Sometimes it's not, though, so I'll just show you probably 10 years ago, I'm tweeting about a football game on Sunday. I tweet something, and then I get a message from a friend of mine who was a former football player that just said Erica with like crying faces on it. And I put in zone, INZONE. Which is really bad because I come from a football family, you know, so it's not like I don't know better. Yeah. Luckily, I only had like 100 followers, so it didn't go very far.
That wouldn't be good now, though. You have 1,000,000 followers. Speaking of followers, Jeff, have you ever tweeted something to your gazillion followers that you regret? Or Instagram?
I'm sure. I don't even want to go back and look some of those things. Yeah, I'm sure, but never under the influence. I got a strict rule in my house: no TUIs, texting under the influence. Even if you have 2 beers, I'm done with the Instagram. I'm done with the social media. It's got to be a hard rule.
TUI, that's fantastic. Very good. We're going to coin that. One woman found a creative way to stay safe during a grocery trip to the grocery store. I'm human. We make mistakes. Despite not having any masks in the house, look what she did.
So when your husband vets you and then he tells you you can't go get food for your kids because we have no mask in the house. So you supply the mask. Going in.
Okay, wow, there was a sound when she clipped it, the whole thing to infinity and beyond. Would you go, Jeff, if Jordan dared you to wear a mask like this to the grocery store?
You know what, Tori? I hate this, that we have to do things like this, but everyone's making a change. I can't see that mask, so I don't even know what I'm talking about, to be honest with you. You want me to make something up? I can make something up.
No, I like when you're honest. That's my favorite part about you. Like in the audition, Erica, remember when he didn't know who Amal Clooney, and he was like, what's a mall? That was my favorite part. Erica,
I called her a meal.
Yeah, you called her a meal, and then I got hungry. Erica, would you wear this if Anthony dared you? He plays pranks.
Well, you know, people have to do what they have to do. I'm currently wearing a headband I just happened to have picked up from Walmart probably a week before quarantine. So if that's what she had, you got to get out there and you need to protect yourself. So there you go. Do what you got to do.
To infinity and beyond, I agree with you. Erica and Jeff, please don't go too far. Coming up on DBL, Stephen King is a super interesting question for you during quarantine. What's your all-time favorite movie quote? Oh, we're sharing your comments in DBL Take. Plus, Erica chats with game show royalty Ken Jennings, how he's doing it at home, and the show that's putting his brain to the test. And as we go to break, a huge thank you to our DBL staffers who are working super hard at home. They're doing their part to keep you safe. We'll be right back.
Closed captioning.
Welcome back to DBL, my favorite story of the whole day. Stephen King tweeted that he is torn between two famous movie quotes. I'm such a movie nerd. He's not sure if his favorite movie line is, "We'll always have Paris," from the classic film Casablanca, and thank you, that was a great impression, or, "You're gonna need a bigger boat," from Jaws. So DBL Nation, we went to you. What's your favorite movie quote of all? I'm going to read the comments and then get Erica and Jeff's take. Here's the first comment, Erica. I use it too much and I get made fun of on the show. Riley from Facebook says, "My friends and I are still saying that's way harsh, Ty," from Clueless. The scene when Brittany Murphy says Cher is a virgin who can't drive. It's a good one.
I love that one too from that movie. I would also have to go with a little Rollin' with the Homies and
totally.
And that's not really my favorite quote, but in the vein of the same thing, I'll go with that.
Rollin'. My dad loves the line from the movie. I totally paused at the stop sign. I don't know why. It's not that funny. Jeff's from YouTube says,
he was probably talking about you.
Yeah, that's true. How scary. The serial killer in the Netflix doc Don't Bleep with Cats also loves that line from Casablanca. Go figure.
Yeah, who knows? Listen, I don't know about everyone else's favorite line, but the first thing that pops in my head is, I think it's from Midnight Cowboy. Remember, he's like, "Hey, I'm walking here."
Oh, yes.
Is that from Midnight Cowboy?
It is Midnight Cowboy.
Yeah,
I'll give you a little info, and that's Dustin Hoffman and I think John Voight. And Dustin Hoffman improv that scene.
Yeah.
That's improv.
Oh, is that right?
I'm like 98%
Good little
sure.
tidbit for a Wednesday.
A little Tory tidbit with my top hat. I'm so lonely. All right, Erica, this one's for you. Marilyn from Facebook says, when Morgan Freeman, a.k.a. Professor Clark, raises up a bat and lean on me and says, they used to call me Crazy Joe. Now they can call me Batman.
Yes, lead on me.
Woo-hoo.
Mr. Clock.
Yes,
Mr. Clock.
Mr. Clock. Here's a Tory tidbit for you, Erica. My father went to that school, Eastside High, before Joe Clark, who's a real person, came to Eastside High. He was the only little Jew hiding in the bathroom.
I knew that, and we love Jerry.
We love Jerry. He turned out just fine. All right, Jeff, this is from Steph from Facebook. She says, how is it not something from The Shining? I'm torn between I'm not going to hurt you, I'm just going to smash your brains in, and here's Johnny.
Wow, that's a really good one. I have so many running through my mind right now. I'm thinking about Caddyshack is running through my mind, and what a great from The Shining. We could do this all day, Tori. This is like a me and you thing. I think we could do this all day.
I could honestly do this. It's like my favorite thing ever. I think I also like all play and no work makes Jack a dull boy from The Shining. Eric and Jeff, stick around. We'll chat with you later. Next on DBL, the ultimate Jeopardy champ, Ken Jennings. We'll be right back.
Watching the news these days.
Visit HanvanaFoam.com. Order now.
Welcome back to DBL. This man holds the record for most consecutive wins on Jeopardy and is now featured on a new show on Game Show Network. Who is Ken Jennings? No one here. Earlier, Erica sat down with Ken to talk about it and life in quarantine in today's DBL Spotlight.
Ken Jennings, hi. Welcome back to DBL. We're always so excited to have you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So we're here to talk about your new show on Game Show Network, Masterminds. But first, we have to do a well-being check and see how you're handling quarantine.
We're doing pretty well here at the Jennings home in Seattle. We're in about, Seattle's been doing hunkered down for about a month now. So we are old, pros.
Well, yeah, because for people who don't know, you guys in Washington were one of the first states quarantined. So you've been at this longer than most. How are you feeling about the response and how it's being handled right now?
Up here, it's been really great. I mean, it's been over a month since employers started to tell workers to start working from home where possible. So we started early, and the great thing about that means we've really flattened the curve, and we're probably, coming out of it earlier than we would have otherwise. Seattle's a rainy city, so people aren't that bummed about staying indoors anyway. And I'm an introvert anyway, so this is perfect. I love canceling plans with people.
It's one of my favorite things, too. So let's talk about Mastermind, because you guys were in production when the state went under quarantine. So what was it like being on set and how that was handled in order to halt production?
Mastermind's actually finished taping before quarantine started in California, so we were very lucky. So on the show, you'll see us probably high-fiving and shaking hands, and you'll be like, no! But it's okay. If somebody wins, we give them a big hug because they deserve it. It's hard to beat one of the masterminds.
Yeah, it's almost like we took a pause in any distancing or being close. So when we see people like embracing, it's almost in the back of our minds like, oh my gosh, what's going on? But I'm glad that you guys finished production before all of this started. Now, you are very close with Alex Trebek. Have you spoken to him since the quarantine and the pandemic? And how is he doing the last time you spoke with him?
The guy's 79 and he's battling stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and he's just annoyed he can't go to work. I feel like Jeopardy is keeping Alex with us.
Good. It seems like work is truly therapy for him, and it seems like work, especially being a mastermind, is truly therapy for you too. So there's so many people at home in quarantine. I know that I'm watching all the shows, binge watching. What makes Mastermind something that people will get as excited about as we've all been excited about you?
Well, it's comfort food. Like, the beautiful thing about Game Show Network is every time I turn it on, it reminds me of being homesick from 3rd grade, and you get to watch all your daytime game shows when you're homesick from school. And now that we're all homesick from school, what better way to spend an afternoon than watching some fun old-timey game shows where people clap a lot and win money, and you can yell out answers from the couch, and sometimes you're going to feel smarter than Ken Jennings.
Ken, I'm pretty sure that is a rarity to feel smarter than Ken Jennings. As a Jeopardy junkie, I can tell you, I think there was maybe one time in a pop culture answer that I answered before you did, and I'm still pretty proud of that. So I will be tuning into Mastermind to get just one more answer that you can't get.
That's fair enough.
Ken, I just want to thank you for your time. We'll all be tuning in to Mastermind on Game Show Network during quarantine and beyond. Thanks again. We'll be right back.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Help.
Welcome back to DBL. If you see a flying salad, you know it's time for a DBL Health Blast sponsored by eHealth. Let's face it, it's hard not to overeat in quarantine. I'm speaking from experience. I'm with y'all. Right now, we're all spending more time on the couch, and if you feel like you're indulging a little too much, we have some tips for you. So first, avoid working in the bed or on the couch. Instead, try to create some kind of little stand-up desk to encourage movement. Second, portion control. This is so helpful. Don't snack right out of the bag. Put your food in smaller bowls or plates. It's automatic and it helps. And lastly, use a meal ender to curb your appetite. So you can try mint-flavored gum or mints to diminish late-night snacking. For affordable quality health care, please call eHealth at 1-800-850-0679. Jeff, I enjoy a nice tangerine popsicle. Little vitamin C, little tartness to finish the night. What do you think?
Ooh, to curb your appetite?
Yeah, just to be like a dessert kind of.
See, I like a little espresso or a little coffee. That always curbs my appetite. Like, I do a lot of fasting, so I don't eat till like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And if I drink a little coffee in there, it kind of curbs my appetite. So that's a good tip, too.
Oh, that is good. A little cafe Java. Erica, do you have any good tips?
Actually, that mint or peppermint spraying around your pantry used to work. It's supposed to be an appetite suppressant. I don't know if that's something that's just in your head, but it definitely worked for me. But what I'm really encouraging my mom to do at this point, if you have anything that can give you resistance, just get up and use those resistance bands, especially opening up the chest and stretching out your body.
Because this is, to be super honest, this is what everyone looks like. I know y'all, some of you can't see me, but Jeff, I'm just fully hunched over. I mean, that's the whole posture. So anything that can get your chest open, you look better, you sound better, you feel better, all right? Stay safe, Erica and Jeff. Reminder, there we go, warrior pose, the three of us. We're always on Facebook and YouTube. We'll be back same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys. I'm glad my double chin